Welcome to the 2021 TPN Network Media Award. This is the first TPN Network Annual Media Award. This year's award is meant to appreciate our dedicated and smart commentators for their contributions over the years to the success of the TPN Network. Here is your host tonight, the CEO and founder of the TPN Network, Dr. Abu Mankota Kamara.
Yes, welcome to the program. My name is Dr. Mankota. As we all know today, what we get for do today is we get for give some awards to some of the most finest commentators over the years. And as we all know, me and Dr. Abu Mankota Kamara, the host, CEO and founder of the TPN Network. And they can give some awards to we commentators then today. And before we do that, I just want for Mecca give a little bit of background on the TPN network. And the TPN was founded in 2010. Yeah, it's 10 years, almost 11 years now ago. And during that time, we start with only a radio station. You know, during the day, you know, we not get this too much technology where we give you the ability for make we able to go to a TV station directly. At the time, some of the software or the companies that we been they provide online TV, they were very, very expensive. So we been they just do a radio program. Now they a lot of the commentators come. Now without them commentators, yeah, the TPN not for been be the way it be today. So, and therefore, after 11 years of reporting, debating, discussions, and all those type of things, it is time for Mecca we give appreciation to we commentators them. And let me just tell you now whether then we get for give the award today. We get Mr. Ahmed Kanu, we get Mr. Abdulfonti, we get Dr. Kamara. Dr. Kamara na the line. We get other commentators there where they not come here, to get Adams from the UK. In fact, we even get one of the first newscaster at the TPN who we call Patrick Foyo. A lot of una we been there doing and they know about this young man. We been they do some newscasting and you know, and we get for read more about them people here. But let we just go for a short break and make we start for compile the program now.
To love you, let me show you real love. See, all I need is the keys to your heart. Ooh, girl, let me be the one to love you. Let me show you real love, baby. A woman need love. A woman need attention. Good loving and caring. Oh, keys to your heart. Ooh, girl, let me be the one to love you. Let me show you real love, baby. See, when you smile at me, it's like the whole world is. The way you look at me, girl, I'm so pleased. You're the one that gave me the keys. The keys that make me feel like I'm leaving. Yes, in my heart is why I'm bleeding. Yes, I'm here, you are there. Now I'm crying, it's so unfair. Ooh, oh baby, baby, tell me why. I wanna know why you wanna take the love we have. Why you wanna take the love that we share. It's so unfair. You used to call me hubby, I used to call you baby. My baby, I need you more. I need you more. Please come back to me. All I need is the keys to your heart. Ooh, brother, let me be the one to love you. Let me show you real love. See, all I need is the keys to your heart. Ooh, brother, let me be the one to love you. Let me show you real love, baby. Ooh, I just can't get you off my mind. The feeling I have for you inside, it's driving me crazy, loving you, baby. Ooh, I wanna hold you in my arms, tell you how much I love you so. I love you, my baby. Ooh, I want you, girl, to know you my heart desire. Forever and eternity, yeah. 'Cause nobody gonna love you like I do. Nobody, nobody, oh, nobody, oh. All I need is the keys to your heart, and let me be the one to love you. Let me show you real love. All I need is the keys to your heart, and let me be the one to love you. Let me show you real love. Yeah. Well, it's a brand new one from Mr. Donny, yeah. Now she told.
All right, welcome back to the program. As soon as you watch today, an award given day. Like I said earlier, before we go for the break, we get people that we don't make within the TPN network the way it is today. So, and some of them people then we need to appreciate them today because first of all, I just want to say happy Christmas to everybody, especially we brothers and sisters the way Christians them. I know say this is a very important day today, and we dey wish you all the best on our celebrations. Now, we can start with the award we get for it today. So let's start from the beginning. And okay, we get Mr. Adams Bangura. A lot of una don't know whether Mr. Adams Bangura because recently he been so preoccupied, so he's not able for they participate like the way he participates before. But Adams Bangura been done join the TPN since 2013. So 2013, now Adams Bangura don't join this network, and from that time there, now somebody we don't bring so much relevance to the TPN. And if you look at the way the TPN been they operate, you understand saying we more focus on a kind of a discussion, and now we still they try for bringing to the TV station this interaction between people and commentators. And one of the things where Adams Bangura been they do now, one of the people that we actually during the time of the APC, the second term of APC, Adams Bangura was one of the people that we been they analyze how things are going at the APC and try for put some perspective into the coming election during 1990 for the 2018 election. So Adams Bangura now right now in Ode right now, I don't know whether it's in a salon or it's in a UK, but I try to get hold of him. I'm not able to get hold of him, but in any case, we want to give him this award for a very, very important work we don't do, an outstanding work we don't do for the TPN. We appreciate him, and we present this award to him on behalf of the TPN. And unfortunately, Adams Bangura are not able to pick up the awards because but we go send them to them. We go virtually send them to them. So and probably where he received the award, he go able to give him own acceptance statement on this. But we appreciate Adams Bangura for wonderful work we do for the TPN. Like I said, without the TPN, without Adams, the TPN not for being reached the way it reached today. So Mr. Adams Bangura, this is a certificate of appreciation for the wonderful, outstanding work we don't do for the TPN. Now, we go to the next person, when Dr. Augustine Kamara. Dr. Augustine Kamara started volunteering on the TPN network as a medical analyst in 2014. Wow. And during the when we get some medical questions, medical discussions, would be rely on Dr. Augustine Kamara. Now, they can tell we how things work in terms of medical, education. So slowly, he began the transition from a medical analyst to a commentator, full-time commentator. And to be honest with you now, without Dr. Augustine Kamara, the TPN not being reached, reached to do so, because it was a time when a lot of people then they're not been aware of the power of the internet, how you go able to interact with people. Then when we created TPN in 2010 and Dr. Kamara joined him, a lot of people then begin to realize, say, you know what? I think this is a very important thing where them people are they do. And Dr. Kamara, a contributory factor to that. Dr. Kamara, he gets internet problem, but he did on the line. Let me just make sure I'll try for unmute him. So Dr. Kamara, on behalf of the TPN network, we want to issue you this certificate of appreciation for your outstanding work we don't do for the TPN. And we really, 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 really appreciate you because we know say you are a very, very vital member of the TPN family. So this is an appreciation certificate for the work we do. You get anything for sale?
Yes, good evening, Dr. Makota. Good evening, respectable fellow commentators and viewers and listeners. I hope so that they hear me.
Yeah, we hear you.
First of all, I want to thank you, Dr. Makota, for the initiative where you take the bold steps. I know for born picking, they're not easy. Till you men reach this stage. In fact, for men picking, it pass for bill hopes. So I know say you undergo a lot of strains. Of course, I appreciate the award. And more so, I appreciate the other fellow commentators there because this was like a family house where we agreed to disagree. And for you also, Dr. Makota, despite being the CEO, you do always play an even keel. You do go after we when we want to go astray. And we say, we go after you with no hard feelings. But at the end, we always end up amicably for agree and, educate the population within Sierra Leone. I know say the mass media are a very important tool for educate people there, not only on the medical aspects, they try to give health education awareness, but also the political views of our country And I wish we were able to cut across with other media houses then for be even-handed. And I think this is the most important thing about your media house, where irrespective of the position we did as an APC PRO, but you always look at the truth and go across the lines for correct issues. So I want to thank you and thank everybody and the listeners. And I thank you for this award and thank you very much. I hope I'll be able to do my best as time go on again.
Thank you very much, Dr. Augustine Kamara. We appreciate the work we do at the TPN. And as we say, the TPN are a family, Now, we get so many diverse opinions, we get so many diverse talents. Now it make we who we are today. So we go to the next person, we now Ahmed Kanu. Ahmed Kanu joined the TPN in 2015. And since that time, the Ahmed Kanu don't bring a wealth of information into the network. In contribution, it helped the network for growth. And most of analysis where it do, a lot of we viewers them because during the time when we start this and Ahmed Kanu been in contribution, just like now we get the TV where we people then they send their own comments. So during the time, the people then they send comments when I text, then they text me, and we not been get this way for make people they're able to send the comments and we able to read them comment and they so personally then they take me phone. So Ahmed Kanu, it don't bring a very important aspect into social media, political analysis, and it happened for this thing. You know, one of the oldest people than the TPN, we make this platform the way it did today. So Mr. Ahmed Kanu, we actually appreciate the work we do. So on behalf of the TPN, we want to award you this certificate of appreciation because we know say you don't there since 2015 to now a very long time, and almost every time you they come for give you your opinion. You they educate Sierra Leoneans them. So we want to make you accept this on behalf of the TPN platform network for say yes, you're a vital person in this network. You get anything where you want to say?
Yes, Mankuta, Dr. Mankuta, first and foremost, I want to express a lot of appreciation. Una hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
I want to express a lot of appreciation.
You know the area.
Oh, okay. You know the area. Hold on. Doctors, you know the area. Hold on. Yeah, go ahead. You hear you now.
Okay. I want to express a lot of appreciation for the award. And I want to express also gratitude to you, Dr. Abu Mankuta, the effort, courage, and endurance where you don't exercise for establish this TPN radio to this standard way it is today. You know one of them Sierra Leoneans where I feel say you credible and you get an oversight of a lot of things them what they happen at the country, and you take a bold step for carry on with this TPN, which is an independent establishment. You know, affiliate them with any other influence we go make the broadcast not get the independence for let we express we opinions. So that a big credit to you. You didn't you try for you engage a lot of people in Sierra Leone and elsewhere in the world for you broadcast go be let them, listen to wetin we get for say about issues and other developments in the country. So if you give me an award as such with me on colleagues then at this TPN, this is a very outstanding drive where you don't begin, and you go make other people that know say a very, very vital for get involved in the issues where they go on our country. This go encourage and motivate other people them for make them, be let we be an example to them, so that the TPN go grow and it go become much popular with all the integrity way involved and this way you they do so. So if I reach there, again, I appreciate this award. Now a very, very important award to me. And to Yusuf, we give the award to we. So I thank you very much, and I thank my fellow commentators. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ahmed Kanu. And we go to the next person who we want to give an award when Mr. Kabo. A lot of now know who Mr. Kabo. Mr. Kabo now one of the people then we actually don't work on this network for a very long time. And he also bring a lot of wealth of information, and especially in discussions. And one of the things about Mr. Kabo, in they try for stimulate the discussion, in a way where the listeners they want to see what's the outcome of some of them discussions and them. And without Mr. Kabo, to be honest with you, just like any other commentators, this network would not have been the way it did today. So on behalf of the TPN network, we want to present this award to Mr. Kabo. Mr. Kabo, it don't take small way we are from. We hope say he okay. Because I don't try for out for many times. For me, we just check because like what Dr. Kamara say and Mr. Ahmed Kanu say, this is not a family. Understand when somebody where they come every weekend, it just disappear. You get for be worried a little bit. So I try for reach out to Rano. I hope say he okay. I don't text, I don't call, I don't do everything, but I will not hear it from. So Mr. Kabo, on behalf of the TPN family, we just want to appreciate you and give you this award for your outstanding work we don't do now the TPN. And unfortunately, but we go send this all the certificates. We go send them to we commentators them. And now we go to the next one. We now Mr. Abdul Fonti. Mr. Abdul Fonti joined the TPN network in 2015, and as we all know, this now one of the people that we when they talk, they see the analytical, maturity panam. Now somebody we they talk emotions them. Now person we when they talk a topic, they try for analyzer in a way where the listeners or the viewers and then they understand exactly what they do. And one of the unique characteristics of Mr. Abdul Fonti analysis is that when it analyze things them, it slice them into pieces. So it would tell you, say, okay, now because of this and because of this. And secondly, it always they try to, okay, this is the information I get. You go investigate and find out because you now and I saw analyst supposed for them. And we actually appreciate Mr. Abdul Fonti for in contribution towards this network. As we also say, without Mr. Abdul, this network enough of be the way it did today. So, and just imagine, Mr. Abdul done they have since 2015, a very long time. So these are families. So at least if somebody do good, there will be a time when you get for appreciation. Let the person know say yes, what I'm doing is a good thing. So on behalf of the TP and Mr. Abdul Fonti, we want to present this award, so that yourself will get this feeling for say yes, what I'm doing within the TPN is actually appreciated. And you want to say anything?
Yes, sir, Mr. Mankota. Thank you so much. Well, pretty much me two big brother them don't say a whole lot of things we have for being church on. And before you bring them on the air, remember I began by telling you one of them, me two brother there, now he tell me about the GPN Kotamed Kan Nawayo.
Yeah.
And let me just touch briefly on that since today na award ceremony. My big brother, Ahmed Fonti Kanu, Mr. Ahmad, I think somewhere then be meet. And so politics discussion ensued. So from there now, my brother hand over the phone, say, hey, Mr. Kotamero, you angry time, now say okay. So then we talk briefly about APC poll. Then Kotame talk to me about TPN. So there henceforth, he gave me the information. This was the number first where they call. So I really, really appreciate that when my big brother be able to do that. Just to add on what they all say, maybe Dr. Kamara will be the best person for help me on this, my other big brother, because this is the only radio program me don't ever involve in. And I know Dr. Kamara been there both on your radio and some days they appear on Mamba TV. So to just portrait or what and say, the courage, the time, because for run then I know easy. They go to people and say, no look who say for done, look who say bucky foot. Yes, you're giving us all these kudos, which is true, but I think say this na hand and glove. We all do that because had you not bring up the initiative, I mean the time, the money spent, because I even remember even when we've been there on the radio and we know say we've been able to bring all them politicians there and free talk for educate or people about what they happen, it costs money to run the NTR, so we self get for tell you thank you for that. But again, I will just church on what and say now or summarize on which and say that this na family, we dey always disagree now, and we always they come back together. And I hope and pray that this atmosphere they continue. Say we all been there with your brother we just called before me, Mr. Kagbo, and as you say, you clearly describe and well that we all they argue, we they force, we they disagree, the back and forth. You go really see the Paris and butted against each other. We all been there with Mr. Kagbo. It was fun. So I hope we'll all be able to come back in the next year where they come. Continue for do that. So I tell me brother, then thank you, then me to the brother, and then my other Salon brother, they win all day. And most importantly, it's to the listeners, them, the quick can say, make them subscribe because you get access to it. If we not been they do a good job, if the program been boring, I mean, I believe say the subscription not for day and you said for them say, hey gentlemen, we have to change methods now because YouTube or Facebook don't send me a notification say then go drop we. So I think say we try the best we can, and that is why the program still there on the air. So we hope the years coming we'll go do even better. And we go back to what you've been on the do, meaning trying for bringing more guests them as you've been they do before. And I can tell people in Hausa day, for instance, I say we have interviewed, even though some of we were in that program that we are APC, but we have interviewed people from the SLP who be the Kanawi radio station. No problem about it. The Mother BO is president today. I mean, John Benjamin, Lawrence Lima, Yom Keller, Andrew Kelly. I have the list of them. I always they write their dog for record. So I tell you, thank you, Dr. Mankota, for this. And this day we decide for put this whole program today for bring we all together, me and me big brother them, and we other brother commentator them, and the listeners them for see the work where you begin and where we can join you for continue that work day. And I hope and pray to God Almighty that we go continue on that family tie day. Let God bless you. And I thank you so much for the award, and I appreciate it very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Abdul Fonti. So coming up, we they continue awards them to people then we don't contribute towards this. And as we say, happy Christmas today, na Christmas Day, and a day where the Christians and then they appreciate because now the day this way their own prophets when Jesus Christ purportedly was born. So let's go for a short break. When we come back, we'll continue the program.
All I need is the keys to your heart. Ooh, better let me be the one to love you. Let me show you real love. See, all I need is the keys to your heart. Ooh, better let me be the one to love you. Let me show you real love, baby. A woman need love. A woman need attention. Good loving and caring. Oh, wow. That's why I'm here. I promise you my love. For eternity, my love is guaranteed. Oh, baby, give me a chance. Let me love you. 'Cause nobody gonna love you like I do. Nobody, oh. All I need is the keys to your heart. Ooh, better let me be the one to love you. Let me show you real love. See, all I need is the keys to your heart. Ooh, better let me be the one to love you. Let me show you real love, baby. See, when you smile at me, it's like the whole world is. The way you look at me, girl, I'm so pleased. You're the one that gave me the keys. The keys that make me feel like I'm leaving. Yes, in my heart is why I'm bleeding. Yes, I'm here, you are there. Now I'm crying, it's so unfair. Ooh, oh baby, baby, tell me why. I wanna know why you wanna take the love we have. Why you wanna take the love that we share. It's so unfair. You used to call me hubby, I used to call you baby. My baby, I need you more. I need you more. Please come back to me. All I need is the keys to your heart. Ooh, better let me be the one.
Welcome back to the program. If you just joined me today, now an award giveaway. And as we all know, first of all, I just want to make it very clear to we viewers then saying, okay, would they read una comment because now it's tradition, right? We want for read una comment again after the award program. We'll get just about 30 minutes discussions because this is a tradition. A lot of people then they come to the TPN for make them know, for make them interact with the TPN folks. Them like the commentators. They will get this day today. And again, happy Christmas for everybody. And we just hope say everybody go able for celebrating Christmas peacefully and happily with the family. And we pray God for now, for may God make sure say He protects now. We celebrate our Christmas today. Now an award given day. So let's go back to the award and. All right, so we done with Mr. Fonty. Now we go to another very wonderful commentator who they call Saliu Saiba Bundu Njai. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened because it been promised it's supposed for there. But as we all know, when Christmas, people then get so many things they for do. Well, Saiba, we they call her Mr. Baibure. Actually, na the name that one they win the nickname. Baibure, we in actual name na Saliu Saiba Bundu Njai. he joined the TPN recently, 2020. And since that time, the Bible don't they contribute a lot of information, vital information where they benefit with viewers them. And in contribution also don't build the TPN for make it become a more relevant for the viewers them. They're quoting the commentators all that don't say. If we just count them all, we just count sample. Most of the commentators and the host himself is APC members. Let's say this TPN, we make out an APC mouthpiece. Like other programs they would see, platform they would see. We never be rich, also we reach today so. Since 2010, 11 good years, we still in the year, and it's still popular. So that's now because we believe saying interaction, they make things them more, good for both we where they give una the information and una where they receive the information and give it back the information. So this man now one of the people the way don't put value, what would they call added value into the TPN. So we don't say they right now. I don't know what will happen. Like I said, it could be maybe something, but Bible is supposed for day. It's supposed for day. So on behalf of the TPN, we want for Ashram a certificate of appreciation for outstanding work where he don't do now the TPN. Bible rep, we they send this to you, but if you can later and watch this, just I want for make you know same. We appreciate you. You now one of the newest kid on the block, but you don't already put your mark into the TPN. So that's now the certificate this will send unto now all. Now let we go to the next one. All right. A lot of us sabi this young man. This is a young man what would they call Patrick Foyo. He don't tell where I am, but I don't know if he's I don't know who side he is right now. He been in Ohio. People like Ahmed Kanu probably will know this young man we can call Patrick Foyo. And Ahmed Kanu go able to remember this young man that the TPN way he be one of we errand boy we they send for go contact guests them for bring them come in. Now this man and he also they read now he have been the first person for where they read news, the newscaster. So he been not left the TPN now for a very long time. So but he joined the TPN in 2014 and he left in 2015. In 1 year away he did at the TPN, he add a lot of value into the TPN. So if we want to give appreciation, certificate of appreciation awards, this now one of the people then we want for get that certificate there because like what in Mr. Abdul Fonti say, no look usai you bug with food, look usai you go for dog. Very, very important. And
not decide for them.
yeah. Look usai, don't look usai for them, look usai bug with food. So Patrick Foyo, if you did watch this TPN, so we still appreciate you for the work we do. That they tell you say we're not ungrateful people at all. You don't left the TPN for the past 6 years, but you mark, whatever erase the history of the TPN. So we want you for America, you know that. And let me just bring this a little bit down. All right. So
Hey, let's stop it, guys. I can't hear.
thank. Let me just. I just want to take this opportunity for thank everybody for the past 11 years. We don't listen, whether you listen from the radio, you watch from the TV. Without Una, we not be reach who we today so. And we want to appreciate everybody. The awards is just for the commentators, but we not get the best awards because at least now that they make this platform be the way it is today. So we want for thank them, and we want for make sure say we continue for develop this platform until we reach now a stage where everybody will say, well, the TPN is now finally. I know say it's work in progress and it takes time, and especially as more technology they come in, we dey try for incorporate them technology then they together, and by God's power we'll be able for do other things then way unique by God's power. So we are working on that, and we want to thank we commentators there again, and congratulations to all of them because they actually deserve an appreciation. And the TPN, if you say TPN today, now them people here, now then start with this TPN way surround around the platform, make them for better people them, and hopefully that's will continue. And again, for Mr. Adams and Patrick Foyle and Fode Morris, Cyber Injai, Mr. Cabo, they're all not able for come receive their new award, but with it, at the time 11 best percent. And I they send this award out to una all, or una can print and now una put now una what then call. Next year we will do a better, we will do more job for make we able for expand that, and we will sit down maybe in June and try for plan and say what are the best way we will be able for make it better, for even try for include or incorporate other things then we would a better way. For example, let's say all the online social media platform there, how we be able for the awards them the one the way deserve awards. So that's not the thing. So now we don't Mr. Ahmed Kanu, if you want to do F now or you want to be part of the discussion. Mr. Dr. Kamara, thank you very much. Ahmed Kanu, Mr. Abdul, thank you very much. So we go back to politics. We just I spend the last 30 minutes way left. We go back to politics, and because a lot of people just like politics. Politics is all about politics, right? Now, what's how we get for start? Okay, couple days ago, after the budget report where them pull out Salon by the Ministry of Finance. So I've been getting the opportunity for give an assignment to an economist, we also now financial experts for making able to give me some summaries of waiting they go on. Because if I remember the previous, I think the last Saturday, we talk about this budget or this the economic situation of our country. So I want for make sure say when the budget reports come, for make I able to compare within the information we I get and within in the budget, so that we're able to know exactly who side we did as a country. All right. Some of you know whether na Ken Josiah na the TPN WhatsApp forum. Now one of the expertise them we I rely on when it comes to financial issues, economic issues. Ken Josiah now one of the big guys them na banking system na American now, okay? So you know exactly what he do. So again that assignment yesterday. Ken Josiah, you go give me something where I will able for look at and try for wrap around me head on that thing day and maybe talk a little bit about that. Okay. Based on the report, the financial report we see, that makes sense for say why Salon Salon is never, well, for now, going to pull himself from this whole way we don't dig with self. A lot of people, they most of the time, they're in social media, they talk all kind blah 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 blah. It's all about politics. This, oh, okay, me na APC, Lama na SLPP, so now we argue APC versus SLPP. All, but they forget to understand what are the implications of some of them here way we politicians when they do. Imagine if 40-something% was the 40-something% of we GDP was going to loans, the debts their way we get for pay. About 40, so I think 43 or so, 43 to 45%. Almost half. Tell me any country now the world we go able to survive on its own with a 43% of in GDP is on loans. For pay loans normal. No country not it. No country not it. Now, we see the reports, for example, the export on diamonds was about $68 million for 2021. $68 million for the export of diamond. And I think 58 million for iron ore and bauxite, 28 million. Well, I will not say, yes, it is all about the exports. Okay, it's all about the export. But, ladies and gentlemen, now we face the fact. If we GDP is about $4 billion, let's say we GDP is $4 billion, gross domestic product is $4 billion. We debt is about 3.1 billion right now. Debt 3.1 billion. What is that? It's now about nearly 75%, 76% of we GDP is now basically, literally, the debt. If this trend continue, now we country. To be honest with you now, in the next 4, 5, 6 years to 10 years, we know we'll get a country. We know we'll get a country. So these are some of the things where I really most of the time I want for discourse. You understand? Why are we just going retrogressively, going backward? We need to try to move forward. And I don't want to be sound too partisan today, but I have to do it because to whom much is given, much is expected. We know say during the time of the Anesbai Koroma, we spend about almost 43-45% of GDP on debt, and now this one we talk about nearly 75 to 76%. So Madabio is presently on that seat. So we're not going to be able to escape for cast that blame to him for saying waiting they go on. This is the person who tell with him he can't close the loophole and can't cut unnecessary expenditures. In 3.5 years, we don't borrow almost over $1 billion. 3.5 years. And we don't know because the time not done it. They got 1.5 years more to go. Right? So if 3.5 years we borrow over $1 billion, if Madabio get for be the next president for 2023 election, how much you think say na in Madabio get for left? Who's that? How much that way you think say na in Madabio get for left? 4, 5 billion. So if you look at the way things then they go, the trend, because analysts them, why analysts they're able for at least try their level best for predicts the future, waiting to happen. Then they look at a trend, the trend, how things then they go. Now, and then they look if you continue for go so. Scientifically, it is fact. You're able to predict what's going to happen 5 years from now. based on the trend. If the trend continues the way we do it right now, 3.5 years, we don't borrow nearly $1.5 billion, 3.5 years. So the next 1.5 years, let's say we borrow another $500 million. 5 years, that means we borrow $2 billion, which is the 11 years of Anes by Koroma in money we borrow. 11 years for 5 years. So the next 5 years, what thing get for happen? What thing get for happen? We debt get for be over 110% of we GDP. So that means we get for run on deficit. Imagine we they begin run on deficit. That's alone. Right now, we're not run on deficit, so we see how the country did. So imagine if we begin run on deficit in the next 5 to 6 years. You they think say we will get a country? No, we will get a country. We will get a country. So these are some of the implications where me most of the time while they lay on the sleep and they think say, well, what thing for happen tomorrow with this trend where they go so? And you get people them, the social media, we don't bell full no more, then therefore defend. It doesn't matter. As long as the person they defend, now then you own party members. They don't care, they don't give a damn. You know. They don't care. They need to look at the purpose in our village. They need to look at the purpose where they pass in our free town. You see some picking them now a plate. Now then they take then put diamond they then what would they call diamond na salon? He put at sometimes now 10,000 leons. If they pass with down there, all in the street. If now girl picking, now then they go and abuse them. You know, you think about that. You they try for defend corrupt politicians them because now party members them, because now we tribesmen them, because now we regional people them. We try for defend them. So Salon is going to be a non-existent nation. I think say we go probably better go back. Let we go back to the British and go back and say, oh man, we been say we able to take care of ourselves. Well, we want to come back for make we can deal with now old source until we mature. Because it not seem like say we mature. Now let me bring in Mr. Ahmed Kanu still there. Mr. Ahmed Kanu, looking at what I just don't explain. So what in are the things that way they concern you right now about the next 6.5 years of Madabio if we get for win the next election, or even if you not win the election? Because at the end of the day, even the APC if then kind of power, it will be very difficult for making them able to reverse the damage way Madabio did also. Sometimes by the time they decide for reverse, the first time not done. So nobody will be able to foresee the efforts what they do. So what's not your concern?
Well, Dr. Mankota, the issues here where they discuss so. Now issues them were very, very critical because the impact is not just the Sierra Leone.
Hold on, Doctor American, hold on. It's not the area. All right, go ahead.
Okay, you hear me now?
Yeah, they hear you now. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I say your analysis of the situation now with country in regard to the economy and how we go actually get for move the country to upper heights. Now, very critical discussion this. And when you mention, them picking the way in a street, you mention with people then at the villages, you mention the people them way they defend the quack politicians and the corrupt politicians, you know, it's just very pathetic. Now I make this TPN, you wonder who they listen to Ram, you wonder who don't they in a government and continue for the in a government, who they listen to the TPN, which will be they discuss. If nothing we actually then take seriously, I think say there would have been a lot of you know, transformation. It will for be very, very vital for transformation. Just us discussing these issues. But with discussion and pointing out the issues, putting out the remedies, you know, actually work. Like put under way day. And it will be very sad for see the worst happen to Sierra Leone and we people. The impact we go get now we all, it doesn't matter who say you day. I just hope say there would be a turnaround. You know, there is always the opportunity and time for turnaround. Countries that don't in Africa we don't do worse past we. But it come to a time where the leadership see say, well, you know, it's time to turn around. They're able to do that. We in Sierra Leone, we go able to do the same thing. I hope so we go get that leadership day. And I hope say that leadership day go take into serious consideration the thing what you mentioned, so will be done they discuss. This not for anything personal on anybody. Most of the issues then what they discuss now are national issues. Issues them way would they discuss for make transition go day, transformation go day, we go better the country.
Right.
So if I reach Naya Mankuta, I not get so much for say right now, other than wishing a happy new year to all the Sierra Leoneans everywhere we dey, and we the commentators na this TPN. And also I dey wish Sierra Leone the blessings of God. Let we go get better another country day, so that it go motivate people then for return home. It go motivate the international community for see we as serious people, serious country. And the young people them then go get opportunities them for make we country go actually become one of those headlights of this world.
Amen.
Thank you very much, Pankota.
Thank you very much. I know say Abdul Day Pastor, so he need for come na the program before I able for call you. Okay. All right. So let we go to Mr. Abdul now. I know say they listen to me. Let me bring you come in. I know say they welcome. So tell me what's in your concern, Mr. Abdul, based on what I just been talking earlier about this financial situation where Salon don't put himself, because it's very, very scary. You know, if a country gets about 75% of in GDP now loans them, now borrow and we get for pay them loans then they. In the next 5 years, we get for in a deficit. So the country will just continue for paying loans until we all die. Go ahead. Go, Well, I don't know. I think now you follow. Talk about. Let me see, Mr. Abdul. Mr. Abdul say no dey. Ahmed, can you dey hear me right?
Yes, I hear you.
Yeah, Mr. Abdul, I think say now your phone. Okay, Mr. Abdul in phone get problem. So yeah, he will come back. Now we go to Dr. Kamara anyway. Dr. Kamara, go ahead. Dr. Kamara, go ahead.
Yes, Dr. Mankota, your analysis, the way you don't give, it's an evil going on in Sierra Leone. It's an evil going on in Sierra Leone. And when we are silent in the face of evil, it is evil itself. God will not hold us guiltless. Not to speak is to speak. Not to act is to act. This is a quotation I take from Dietrich Bonhoeffer. The problem today in the country, it's very toxic in a way that you don't know what to do because there is no free speech. Way for at least make a brow wow so that the government go area. And even if they make a brow how, the government nowhere for listening. I don't know what in a Telopia's report I before turnout for B, but there's a great suspicion that the forecast for say it's a disaster if he presents original report.
So are you telling me? Well, Abinayari say then doctor some of the things them I not get any kind of confirmation. Unfortunately, until it get for send that one day to the public so that we were able to compare.
Well, yeah, now that's a bit try for talk because you make mention of that. Say you get an economist way able to analyze and procast say it's a disaster.
Yeah.
So now they talk. Even the doctored one, the edited one, any edition, now a disaster already. So it's like if the facts are so offensive, pungent, what about the real SH itself? What it could be now? All man go run away. I'm sorry to make this analogy, but this is how it seems. But here is something. The country is no longer safe. I mean, a lot of mayhem they go around, and the security of the country is in the hands of the government. Nobody no able to stand against the government. The government has all the forces in your command. And now intimidation is at the highest. No regard for women. And it's bad politics going all the way. And nobody is going across the aisle from the present government to the other opposition for meet them halfway. So it's a disaster. It's slowly going to a dictatorship. So now we can say it's an evil and a very difficult for make we actually sustain any economic stability. Because if the chief minister at the earliest point, they say yes, corruption, yeah, if you can just pinch really bit 1% openly. And even when the parliament want to go against that, some of the members, the regional chiefs, they say if they touch them, they don't agree. This is very offensive. And if the bank governor may not sabi macro and microeconomics, now dollar where they sell up for posting, if they go change for black market or anywhere, make it get more. But you they go bribe people them dollar, forget Leons. I mean, wait a minute here. I mean, will they work out we aid? They will push them up. It is, very deplorable because if we think of the present situation, today 5,000 Leon, they give you at least good cookery, we go get gallop. At least it will get small thing there. But now if you want it's now 5,000 cookery according to demand at the ground, no, you get for spend like 50,000 Leon. Voting at the present annual rate of the common man. Yeah. And on top of it, you not get your freedom. No. Today, you go take light station from one place to the other. Them money them way the loss. You can able buy them generator day 2 times. Why can't you avoid problems? When it's time for advice from outside, because if in a salon day, sometimes my foot's not going to touch the ground tomorrow morning. They go carry me go Mafantami or then get Benghazi. I don't know. They can't even talk. So I mean, let us just be fair here, because at the end of the day, we are all Sierra Leoneans. Now we get for Sidon. The one that way they beat the drums of war, please, would they ask Una Makuna stop? Would they ask Papa government, like how people in the talk, do ya? May they sorry for we. May they stop for the chase and comping politicians them. For go begin, they give them bad name and other things. Remember, they're not been they chased them yesterday. Because we don't want a vicious cycle of Tongi. Do ya? Moku all behave as brothers and sisters. And I hope say the new year where they come, starting from this Christmas, Moku all go back to the board and Moku reflect and Moku forgive one another. Rwanda been in a similar situation where they go kill a lot of people. Nearly 1 billion people, or not even 1/3 of the losses. But when they come back, they realize for say, oh, this is not you. I remember when you kill just one person, it's just like you kill the whole world. What about 1 million people? Picking and day, medical facilities, they're not good at the country. School, no, they good, no, they go. Hunger, we picking them, we brother them. Where they're not free to, where they're not able for decentralized, carry and go into agricultural areas, then they take hard drugs. I mean, lost their senses.
Very, very sad.
We all nakumbra, do ya, Papa government.
Yeah.
Sorry for we. Now you hold the ammunition today. I mean, we are not dogs to be shot at. Even dogs, they have daylight. So all these economic difficulties, and especially where will they go towards elections, I don't wish that, but things are going to be worse. Because now then you go no more, then go say you come, we come, they arrest you. Or where then go, they won't beat you, they arrest you. Nobody know able to stand against them. Can't they see that they have all the power? But let them feel and have the fear of God. I'm asking our brothers from the East and the Southeast. Yes. And most of them, they commend them very highly that they come to social media. Then they condemn the actions of the present government, what they go on, and how they not support that idea. Same like what we do today, when we be deep on this. In fact, just like how my brother Abdul Kadu been talk, one of the commentators, I was at the forefront with Mamba TV. I was simultaneously, and I was there purposely to just give a buffer action. And the Mamba TV, I mean, if you take me for be at the front line, which is, you can say, typically a Mendy station. So that shows the even-handedness way I try to take. I don't know, maybe sometimes I get sorry act, but I want for make we all get sorry act for one another. I mean, we don't see Even the Juman and the Egyptian way they fight. They say in war, you have to be fair. And as a doctor, he let you in at the opposite side. If you capture the enemy wounded, you just get for treat them. Especially when now already a wounded person. But somebody who is in the prison, you go shoot him. Say today we don't know the truth of it. I mean, the evidences are all there for say the country is very toxic.
Okay. All right.
And I appeal to President Madabio. I mean, when you look at him, he looks very quiet spoken, but make you know, be like Pontius Pilate for say, where they arrest Jesus Christ, he say he are not it. No, he and for the day because he are the king.
All right.
He can able to avert a lot of things. It is still not too late. More could not reach to the point of no return.
All right.
So now that no more. All them economic problems there, then they come from bad politics, and I don't care.
Yeah.
And we have to. We are all people. Merry Christmas to everybody.
Mr. Abdul, go ahead.
Well, thank you, Doc. Well, I understand the passion way my big brother doctor they talk, but one must also understand that this government is either their way or the highway. Then they listen.
Where are you?
Okay, hold on. I can forget for switch you back. Go ahead, Mr. Abdul.
I say I understand I understand the empathy way me big brother doctor they lay out now. But listeners and I mean very open-minded Sierra-Leoneans, forget about Paris and label that this government not they listen, it's either their way or the highway, and there are evidences to put that into context. That I mean, they listen. I mean, there are a lot of examples, but let me just do the last one where the same World Bank where last week give them money where then they hype. So well, APC, this World Bank don't give money. Last week they said they give me when I did social media advice saying no, when I not do this, don't do this, and then they do them. So I understand. I mean, the problems of Sierra Leone that way Madabio be the campaign on, he come and say what you may about Yum Kela, like him or hear him. He's the only politician so far, even though I'm an APC person, we say, quote, if we continue on the politics of you do me, I do you, Sierra Leone no go before.
Yeah.
And that is exactly what the SLPP is doing here. Say, oh, well, APC don't do this, APC don't do this. Well, just like way that boy Innocence we make that music, let's face the fact. Madabio, what you been they criticize APC for, you can do worse past what you been they call out APC for. And Dr. Makota, you alluded to it on the monetary issue where he talked about Ken Joshua, Kosoa, whatever the name, I apologize, we tell you about. If una can borrow in 5 years, which a government borrow in 11 years, what you wanna do with that money day? How will not go able to account for that money day? But then when I turn around and say, oh well,
okay, instead you Camila, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, and then this government will borrow 11 years. Well, let's check them how they spend the money. The president don't blow out the budget now the meaning it don't create so much employment, it don't get the money for pay. I think the problem here is, I know my brother talk and say they are in control of the security apparatus, but I just get the belief, say, the people are or should be or must be more powerful than those security apparatus where Madabio they control. I mean, I know my brothers and the other listeners will agree with me. Leaders and don't they way by far, exceedingly by far. Like what you people say, Pantimini, and compare the fear Kadirang, way powerful or intimidated. Say, oh, the Bafpan, big pass the stopper. I know you compare this Bafpan and stopper if you want to compare it. Way past Madabio in all aspects, in terms of security, whatever. But where are they today? When them people they resolute for say this, now they do. Yes, nobody is calling for war, Dr. Kamara and other listeners. But we brothers and sisters then can exercise what they call civil disobedience. I mean, because otherwise this trend will continue. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, assuming everything stayed the way it is, come election 2023, and you go to other social media, you everywhere and it's, oh, the election will be 2024. Oh, well, the constitution say the president can call the election this, just like, oh, the constitution say the president can call the census. Well, it is true that we don't have nothing in our constitution, like for instance, in the case of America, that November is election, January 20, rain or shine or whatever, a new president must be seated. We don't have that. So some in other areas, they are saying they are selling this myth that, well, the election could not be possible in 2023. They might even push on 2024. So what are we doing? Let's just try for stronghold all the APC people there and see where we go with them, and then that will give a leeway for drag the election. And by doing so, we know you have this APC where, quote unquote, they label as, I mean, no say APC like violence to prolong Mada Bio in power, because they know say once there is a firecracker under, they don't say, well, Mada come out, you know. And the notion, those who believe say, oh, the international community, me now one of the people away. I mean, I respect them, but I'm not an admirer of the international community. Say, oh, they will come to we rescue or whatever. Yes, I understand they've been involved in other areas than before. But for say if something happened, oh well, the international community don't say this, don't say no. We as citizens, taxpayers, when now we all get Sierra Leone, we self can talk and do things them. Now we are not going to take the law into our own hands. But at what point where then go push you. That parable they I just don't forget them. Where you go say, no, well, you know what, enough is enough. You know, where will be there of apply with small partimony, the company say, oh, you know, all that day. So at what point will people then go continue for suffer this carnage? Because the way things are going, yes, it is not hidden that this Auditor General's report then fidget them. And like what my brother say, even the one way publicly out now is riveting. And let us don't forget, listeners, this is President Mada Bio, where go on interview say in predecessor go na Japan, as if Mada Bio was talking to kindergarten students. That he go na Japan, he go na hotel, where no pay bill, when you want to go check in at that hotel, they say no, enough for checking if you can't pay. As if Japan, who say he go, that particular hotel, let's just take that discussion there for the purpose of argument. That are you telling us, Mada Bio, that Japan, it is only that one hotel that the way an Eskoroma been go through? Because if that is so, then maybe now the only hotel where they Japan, yeah, but it is not. So if then you go to this hotel and say, oh, you've predecessor left debt here, and that you must pay this debt before even we're alive for checking, why not go to another hotel? That's a blatant lie. I hate to say that. Number two, Mada Bio should also understand the myth where SLPP been get in the past that, oh, many man at the land book, not an ass, not trade at no more, is then at the basket now. That there are people who equally land like the Mende man, and we understand that under diplomatic niceties, this is not how these things work. So if you as a president, you go there on the invitation of the emperor, all accommodation, all everything that concern, they're already there in place. So for you to go to Sierra Leone, you sit in a studio, try for the cry that you predecessor, say, oh well, a go left this debt, you know, pay. Well, now what did happen? The report where in own Auditor General pull now, not all the one way the post way prepare a more. This now what in your man can look, maybe he edit them or he do other thing or he pull some things out. Don't say there are receipts where the fraudulent receipts them. So I'm not going to talk too long. I just feel say it's about time we wake up. I don't know much about the constitution of Sierra Leone. Unfortunately, why I say that because I know about it, but it looks like our people, our current MP, when I listen to Yom Keller with Samuel Wise, say, oh, and the letter way I see it put out, say he asks Ian Chernobyl and Maju for let them debate the budget, this Auditor General's report up to now, we know they followed and debate them. So that means the one where they pulled back last year, they're not debate them. So that means, I mean, Maada Bio is ruling this country, contaminated with, Dr. Kamara, to a level of a dictatorship now, not close to dictatorship. Because I don't know, like what you say, the Constitution of Sierra Leone give Parliament the authority that they have to discuss the Auditor General's report. If it is true that last year they're not been debating, Abbas Bundu Monsulam, this year back, Abbas Bundu, as of yet, no agree it for let them debate them. And I'm beginning to laugh at the Unawe Lambuk compared to We Were Not Lambuk. What do I mean by that? Abbas Bundu, you being a constitutional lawyer from Cambridge, you know, say this is then at the constitution. But your partisan don't overshadow the book where you go now, which man country go land. They were not doing PhD in Sierra Leone. How about we go land book? So for let you say, well, no, let me think about it. No, Dr. Kande, no, we're not going to debate her now. What is there that you want to hide to protect your party and your president? Who, by the way, he's the president of this country, whether you voted for him or not. So it's really mind-boggling. It's really disturbing that people then will continue. I hate to use the word bondage in this situation until 2023, or as then they say, maybe 2024, assuming then go down most with all the APC people then, because they are now with Samura. You don't know who is next. They have in line, wait and feel say, oh, this is not target and all the rest of it. So me just feel say, yeah, nobody no want to run another country, Dr. Kamara. Let God push that far. But I equally believe that people can exercise what they call civil disobedience. Let the world see that right here on Shaka Stephen Street, Maada Bio give authority to Sule and Shovula make a kill 100 people them. And let's just see what happens. It is sad. I hate to see that happen.
The passion is too much. And the way they talk, they see the passion value actually. And you get right for being frustrated because for a country where you don't live for how many years and you want to make it come up better and it will progress. The only thing, the next one where Maada Bio get for all now, Ajibu Jallow. At the time for provoke Ajibu Jallow for make it come. Okay. So the last thing I just want to say here is first of all, congratulations to Sierra Leone. Or at least able to switch on that transnational power. So I don't say when that information they come in, it easy quickly. My concern where I get about Sierra Leone is there is not a way able to discuss as a country without putting them into partisan. And that's very, very sad. Instead of we celebrate this milestone, quickly, as the information council no more, I begin to see some kind of partisan, what they call. Would I start them? Would I start this first? Now, one MP, when I SLPP MP, it's very, very sad, Hey, I remember 2007 when the APC came to power, and the SCOMA been they implement most of the project them. The SLPP we are very, very annoyed because they want to make an SCOMA same. Then projects then they now just an implementation they were started during the time of Pakaba. That was the argument, that's also. So therefore, the credit supposed to go across the board. This was the argument of the SLPP. Throughout the 11 years of an SCOMA presidency, they always they argue, oh yeah, the money been on the this, that, or that. Okay, that's fine. Government is a continuity. But what's changed today? What's changed? And sometimes even the way they call themselves politicians, the way supposed for they above some of them petty stuff here. Now then they instigate them thing and they see a parliamentarian they go to them in public, they talk about in 2013 nothing, they not do nothing. In 2000 and this they not do nothing. Pass away this president camp. Just give the people then the credit, and Escoma get credit into this because it started during the time of an Escoma. Tijan Kabab gets credit in this because he started doing some of Tijan Kebab. Madabi will get credit on this because he implements them. What's in the halahala? Who they go halahala na social media? Instead of we celebrate as a nation, we try for divide ourselves just for petty stuff. I know Ajibujalo don't come. I mean, Sabi provoke Ajibujalo for make it come. Then they better send the police to wait for me at the airport in the next couple of Ajibujalo, yeah, I know. Now you are the next person. Yeah. So it's funny. Sometimes we spend we valuable time for petty things that we not even make no sense. When I see some people then say, "Oh yeah, I know what this is now implemented now. Everything we don't they pay from the time of Anes Microma, so therefore Anes Microma get the credit. Yes, Anes Microma get the credit. Madabi also get the credit because he implements them. What about Tijan Kebab? Tijan Kebab get the credit because he initiated. Why don't we just live in a very peaceful atmosphere, a very civil way? We day and with the way everything with the politicized. But it is in this way things are going to go before. Because look at the finance report, the budget, where them put. How much money actually when you think same, if not the correct one, no. But when you look at the exports, it's less than 300 million. Far less than 300. And I think since we reached 200 million based on what I say. You know it. Now 250 million projects and they do so na airport. 250 million.
Okay, Michael, I have a question. Then they do a 250 million at Lunge Airport, and then waiting the bridge is 2 billion, right?
Mm-hmm. No, the bridge. Now we not even go to the bridge yet because that's not going to happen anyway. Now down there now a mess up. Anybody will tell you say that bridge they get for happen. Me not see any prospect for the bridge. But let's just look at the hypocrisy and the danger where we politicians and they put in. Now, how much money we actually will be one for spend for a brand new airport now?
Now between 300 to 500 million. That's including the hotel, everything.
Between 315 to 350 million.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
A brand new airport with hotel with everything where
yes.
And call.
Yes.
This motor man come in and say it's too expensive. Now they're going to renovate an airport for $250 million. Renovate. He said they put another terminal. Let us see that terminal. The how you get for me. Okay. And the funny thing here is now the airport we don't pay. It just about like that toll road there, where people then they pay every time. So the airport where we don't pay for a long time ago, they can't join them together. It just about like you don't pay for a product, then another product come where you get they get for pay for that, then come mix them together. Now, what they get from that one way you don't pay, it not get value again because you're not even able to understand which one way get for bring the benefits because now we get for begin pay now for this new airport where then say then they build so or then they renovate or whatever. We don't know whether we airport still they bring money because if except then say then get for put two administration from this same airport here, the one terminal it gets your administration we get for wood and color when at the company we get the money. And we continue for do this. This is just too much, you know. We are spending time on that nonsense. The country they go down. We are sinking down, and we as diaspora also get that responsibility for continue for talk. And let we minimize this nonsense again at the social media. Let we minimize because social media the influence now politicians. No. Now when politicians want to go do something, quickly go to social media. And anyway, we don't reach at the end of this program. So again, I just want to thank you very much for this wonderful Xmas Day, Christmas Day, and now we continue for do what we always they do for the past 11 years for teach, because this program is not only about bringing Now we go to Musa Conte. Musa Conte says, we all hate to see our country dribble back into war. There is no denying that we all want peace. But peace without justice is no peace. However, the fact remains that Sierra Leone is a conflict-trap zone. And Ajibu Jallo say, this government is the architect of its own demise. Energy generation is not the problem, but the distribution of the energy. Do we have the transmission lines ready for use in Bo and Kenema? No. Okay. Well, let's
No,
create.
Makota, quickly, like, and I mean, like I did the talk, say this government can, this president, like I say, government is continuity. If SLPP say during the Aneskoroma in time, all projects done under Aneskoroma, because as far as SLPP is concerned, APC has never done, even from Shekhar Stevens to now. I don't know about you, but forums that I'm into, that APC no good for that country, they have not done anything for the country. Now, let's forget about that. Go back to now. If Aneskoroma can have power, Tijan Kaba don't secure funds for roads and other development, Aneskoroma could have diverted those funds to other areas. Perhaps there are few that he did that, I don't know. But for the fact that he showed the hallmark of waiting Tijan Kaba say on inauguration day of Aneskoroma that Mr. President, funds, my government has secured funds for XYZ road, for ABC road, and as Aneskoroma can implement that, he make them road and day. Why is it that if Aneskoroma already don't secure funding for Mama Airport, money was already sitting in the bank just for let the thing come in and kick in? When I say, oh no, we're not a drum, we go do a bridge. I mean, so that means Wuna come with your own policy, which is fine, a new government. So where is Wuna your own continuity? This one is a different issue, like this energy power. I don't think there is no way Madabio could have withdrawn from it if he had the power for so let me get out of it. You've seen the evidence with the ship. They say, oh, we don't want the ship. The negotiation with APC was too much. No, now Kanja has gone to Turkey to renegotiate this contract. It's even 3 or 5 cents less. Then what happened? You see? So my point here is, yes, the partisanship is worse, Mankota, but it is equally so important. Make the other side begin for call this government out on them, mislead them, on waiting them, they don't they say where they come now, they are doing completely the opposite. I don't think we can differentiate between, like what you want to say, facts from fiction. So we can differentiate waiting a partisanship and waiting a fact. You know, I mean, like what that journalist in America they do Tim Russell.
It's okay. It's okay. We just want for make we continue for prayer, but prayer alone is not enough. Prayer, I know say Americano na imam.
Well, Mankuta, there is so much to say.
Hold on.
Cost of the ongoing airport extension is 274 million.
Yeah,
not 250.
Yeah, I've been estimated as 250 million, but
Okay.
I was saying about 274.
Okay, Mankota, help me understand. Kota me kabari this na loan they are taking, Mankota. This na loan that they take a company to can do and run them.
You know what's now opaque?
No.
Now this government where you know they see from BN. This government not transparent.
Okay.
It's too opaque. You know they see what thing they do, what thing they tell we na in with the area no more. But
Okay.
what's behind this, we don't know. We don't know whether na it na a loan or na like what thing then do with the how they call them the toll road or within the APC be one do with that airport. They say na the company. I'll give you know how then they call them that what they call it. It get some acronyms.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter. Let's continue for pray for the country. May God bring somebody we get for come put that country together. But for now, I am very much concerned that we they go down. We are not going up, we they go down. And a lot of people they way no SLPP and go facing a partisan something no more they try for play. No. Go look at the reports of the last report, the budget. You go really know say the country is sinking. It's sinking down. But again, when the election come, you know what two people then they say? Yeah. And don't show me the them call them bot.
Oh,
Build, operate, and transfer.
yeah.
Yeah. So let us continue to operate. But we in the diaspora, we also get responsibility to minimize the partisan. If we minimize the partisan, hopefully what they bring. So I just want to thank again. I just want to thank we viewers and we listeners. And happy Christmas to everybody. Americano, how is the Tarakum? I give you 1 minute quickly. You able to tell me that.
Well, Tarakum, it really nourish, especially in a salon, because with many people them, we they try for sensitize everything the chiefdom. This is not about politics. It is not about tribe. It is about developing the territories, the chiefdoms, for make advancement go come. And we na the diaspora, we start the Tarakum. Now for all man know say the Tarakum na non-profit organization and a non-political organization. All we focus now for do something with the get convention by God in power August 26 to 28 na Columbus, Ohio, na International Tarakum Temne Descendants Association. All the organizations they own at Temne, would they invite them for let them come, make we go discuss, for let we get one platform internationally. That way they will go able for take development now first and foremost now the Temne chiefdoms them, so that we go help in agriculture, education, health, and commerce. So the people then go able for help themselves. We get a plan day for established trust banks and not a small plan. And the Tarakum this time na Temne organization we go stand. It not go be like the previous ones then would then they get infighting and all the Temne confusion. No. This one by God in power.
Well, thank you very much for that. We'll see you back next week, the same time, the same place. Good night.